On today's episode, we're going to be continuing cleaning the whole house, deep cleaning, decluttering, and organizing all of the spaces in my home, one section at a time. And we started with that closet. I did tons and tons of laundry today. I'm also going to be doing my entryway, a super deep clean. It was pretty dirty, not super messy, but definitely very dirty. Ugh, look at that. And then I'm also going to take you guys outside onto my front porch and deep clean the front porch after having all the holiday decor up. And just with the weather, we live in Houston, Texas, and the weather makes things super dirty. I'm going to clean it up, kind of make it more of a neutral look before Valentine's Day, give it a nice blow off, and make sure everything is looking fresh because my next video coming up is going to be my Valentine's Day decorate with me. So I wanted everything to be clean and ready to be decorated. Then we're going to head into my dining room / homeschool room. So I am a mom of 4 and we do all of our school at home. I have 3 school age and 1 2-year-old, and we do all of our work in the house. Although some of my children are doing online school, it's still me that's their teacher though. And then I'm going to empty out these shelves here. Like I was saying, I'm getting ready to do my Valentine's Day decorate with me. So I'm taking out everything that's not going to work for Valentine's Day and getting it ready. I'm also going to be taking out a lot of my homeschool stuff from this hutch and putting it into my homeschool closet. If you saw my last video, you know I have this closet right here where I keep all of my homeschool stuff. I do have a few things still in that dining room area because that is where we do a lot of our crafts, so I like to have some of the stuff just readily available. And then the worst area of my house today is actually going to be my laundry room. Yes, this is literally what it looks like today. So it's going to get completely transformed and decluttered, organized, and it's going to look like a completely different space. Then we're going to end the day in this room, giving it a nice deep clean. I hope you've had your coffee. Let's get going. I always like to start out my cleaning days by putting a load of laundry in the washing machine, and I had some stuff in the dryer already, so I'm going to put that away first before I do anything else. I started with my whites because my white wash load on the one they have pre-programmed in there takes about 2 hours to wash, which is a really long time, but we can get a lot done in that amount of time. And I like the fact that it really gets my clothes just sparkling brand new again. So I don't really mind that my washing machine takes so long to wash the whites. But if you plan that to be the first thing that you put in, it helps the day go a little more smoothly, and getting this put away really gets me in the mood to start cleaning and organizing. So let's move on to the first room that we're going to work on, which is this little closet. This is the closet under my stairs, obviously, and what I want it to be used for is actually like an emergency tornado shelter, because in Houston we are getting more and more tornadoes, and so we needed a place that we can go that's like ready, and in case of an emergency, you know, we may only have seconds to be put into a safe space and grab all of our children and our dog. And so here in Houston, we don't even have tornado sirens, even though we just had an F3 tornado nearby where we live. So we want to be prepared. And after that recent tornado happened, I was like, you know what? It's time for me to actually get this room ready for an emergency. So I wanted it to be cleared and easy to just take everybody and go in there and have a place to sit down. In here, I also have the can of paint that I'm going to use to paint the door. It's called Black Fox by Sherwin-Williams. A lot of you were asking in my last videos. And of course, my washer and dryer dinged, and it's time to switch the laundry over and put the next load in. I'll be fine as long as I'm with you. It feels so good to finally have this done. I have so many unfinished projects throughout the house, so having that done really is helping with my sanity. The next thing I need to do is vacuum out and mop in here. The floors in here are all pretty much brand new. We just had floors installed a few months ago. Before, it was carpeted in the whole downstairs of the house except for the kitchen pretty much. And with a bunch of little ones, that carpet just was not a good idea. So we saved up and we ended up also getting out a loan to renovate the house. This house was built in the 70s and a lot of it was still original, and some of it had been updated but not like in a way that was useful for us as a big family. So we decided to just get out a loan and really renovate it the best way that we thought would work for our family. And a lot of it we did ourselves. We did hire out some of it, but we tried to keep the cost as low as we could. I created a bench with all of those emergency food boxes so that way we'd all have a place to sit down in here. Like I said, if there was an emergency, I want to be able to just come in here and be semi comfortable until the storm passes, or until, if God forbid, the worst happened, we could be comfortably waiting for help. I think I do need to also add like a radio in here or something. If I'm not from anywhere where there's tornadoes, I'm from Arizona. So if you know other things that I need to add to this closet to help us be more prepared, let me know in the comments section down below. But this is done now. I vacuumed out all the cobwebs that were on the ceiling, and now it's time to go back and do some more laundry before we start working on the next thing. Moving counterclockwise, like I always do, I'm going to start in the entryway now. The entryway wasn't really messy, it just was dirty. So, like I was saying about the outside, in Houston, the nature just gets into the house. There's always rain and leaves falling and pine needles and just all sorts of things that can track in on our shoes. And this entryway got really dusty and dirty and it needs a deep cleaning. So that is what I'm going to do in this area. And I had to also move that timer and put it away in the homeschool closet. These little baskets right here I got from Home Goods recently. They were about, I don't know, a little under $20 a piece, and they had some extra strings hanging off of them, so I cut those off and got rid of that. This mirror I actually got from the Goodwill bins. It was only $10. I scored. It's a beautiful antique piece, but it just goes to show you that you don't have to spend a bunch of money to have beautiful, elegant things in your home, and this really adds a lot of character to my entryway. And I thought that it was the perfect way to add a little something to the space without it taking up a lot of walking room. Since this is a walkway to our dining room and our living room, I wanted to make sure it was something that didn't stick out too far. I used to have a table there, but it seemed to always be in the way when we'd have people walking into the house. After I am done vacuuming, I found this little spot of paint on the floor from when I had been painting my living room. So I picked that up and then I used my vacuum to get all of the corners and crevices as well as any cobwebs that I may see around the room. And then after that, I'm going to start working on cleaning the stair rails. On this side light to my front door, I'm supposed to have a film on there that creates a frosted look, but I totally messed up when I bought these on Amazon, and the amount I bought only covered one window. So I still need to order that and put that on the other glass. I just don't like it that people can see in because there's no curtains on there. And eventually when we replace the front door, we're going to have a front door with no glass on it. Since we get so much light from these side lights on here, I don't think we're going to need a glass front door. It'll be a little more energy efficient that way and also just more secure. I feel like I would feel safer if I didn't have like a whole full door of glass as my front door. Plus, it's a really old door and it's single pane leaded glass. So it definitely isn't very energy efficient. And if we get a solid door there, I feel like we could get rid of that storm door, which I hate having that storm door. It slams shut on you when you open it. So you have to be really careful and make sure there's no little ones following you when you come out that door. Just like freaks me out. Everything's clean in here now, and it's time to put all this stuff back. I got that umbrella stand for like $5 at an estate sale, and then that topiary ball was from the at home store for about $20. And then on the stairs, I'm going to put this stair basket that I got thrifted. I don't know how much I spent on it because I got it from the Goodwill bins, I believe, but probably a couple dollars. The curtain on the front door is all bowed right here, and it just really bothers me, and I really can't wait to get a new door. Like, this one opens towards the stairs, but I feel like it should open the other way towards the wall, because when you're first walking in the front door, it totally blocks people from going upstairs. You have to close the front door, and it just gets in the way all the time. If we had the door go the other way, it may block that light switch, but I feel like that's better than blocking the actual flow of people walking into the house. And like when you have a nice weather day and you want to leave the door open, then you can't go upstairs. It's irritating. So whenever we do get to replace that front door, I think it needs to swing in the other direction. That'll probably be a DIY that we do ourselves. And now I'm putting this rug back. This rug was from Amazon. I can have it linked in my description box in my Amazon store if you are interested. But let's put away some of this laundry, and then we're going to go outside and clean the front porch next. The year-round decor that I keep on my porch are these little lanterns and the two potted topiaries with the fake topiaries in there. I got these two lanterns super affordable, under $20 from Hobby Lobby when they had their 50% off of their lanterns. That sale comes and goes all the time, so you could definitely get that same sale again in the future. And then those pots are from Walmart, and the topiaries were about $20 at the at-home store. Our welcome sign is something that my cousin's wife made a while ago. We bought from her, and I think you can look up how to make them on Pinterest, but I have no way of linking it to you, although I'm sure there are stores that sell very similar ones to that. I think the front porch is looking nice and neutral. I cleaned everything and got it ready because we're going to be decorating soon for Valentine's Day, so I wanted everything to just be kind of neutral and plain and simple. And I can add to that for my next holiday, which is Valentine's Day. And then I don't know yet if I'm going to decorate for St. Patrick's Day. I might do a little bit of something. We do have Irish heritage, and the kids do enjoy learning about that. These shutters I really want to paint someday. I don't know when I'll have the time to do it, but I want to paint it this same color. It's called Green Black by Sherwin-Williams. And I think it would look really classy and timeless. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But now we're going to move on to the dining room, which is also our homeschool room. So like I was saying, we do school at home, and this is where a lot of it gets done. If we have to do computer work or artwork, the kids will sit at this table to do it. And in this hutch, I have just some random decor in there. I kind of was playing around with some spring ideas, and I have to get some of that taken down so that I can get ready for Valentine's decor in there. And I also really need to organize all these storage spots in here, the shelves, the cabinets, the drawers, because it's all kind of a mess. So I'm going to take all the things down that are not specifically Valentine's and maybe declutter and organize some things. Like I have some craft kits here that I bought from Hobby Lobby the other day. The drawers are not too badly disorganized, but I feel like some of the stuff that's in these drawers can actually go in the homeschool closet instead of being in these drawers. And so I'm going to work on that next, just decluttering, clearing out this area, and making sure that I'm only keeping what we need and what will fit for that space. Down here I have photo books, school supplies, and I also have some tablecloths and just some random things. I keep all of my candles in here because if I store them in my attic, they'll melt in the summer and get ruined. The dining table is a hot mess. So that will be coming soon. It is really dirty. Like, it doesn't look dirty on camera for some reason, but it was super dirty. And then over here I have this like secretary desk area. This was my grandmother's, and I need to get rid of this clock. I think I'm going to resell it in my shop because I have this clock in this room as well. And I don't know about you, but I just feel weird about having more than one clock in one room. I don't know why. That was my grandma's. I'm going to be decluttering some of the greenery that's in here because I feel like I don't need both sides to have the greenery. I don't know. And then here I got this pot for $10 on clearance, and then all those flowers inside there I got for free from somebody giving them away on Facebook. How lucky am I? But let's get started on all this work and getting this room in ship shape, nice and clean and super organized. Something that I have been thinking a lot about lately when I am doing work around the house or when I'm spending time with the kids, especially if I'm feeling overwhelmed or feeling stressed out or just really tired by things, I try and remind myself all the time that these are the times that we are always going to look back on and wish we could go back to these times. So while your kids are young, they're only young once. The age they are now is the youngest they're ever going to be again. So, if your kids are toddlers or babies or school aged or teenagers, whatever age they are, always remember that this is the youngest they're ever going to be again. So, really get in all the hugs that you can, and whenever things get hard, just remember that you're going to look back on this and wish you could turn back time and be back in this exact moment, even though at the time it may feel overwhelming and stressful. Just think about living in the moment more and appreciating the things that matter. So, cleaning a house may feel overwhelming sometimes, but you're cleaning the house that your children grew up in. Try and remember that as you are acting as the homemaker of your family, and really emphasize your thoughts on homemaking. So, although these tasks may seem tedious or annoying or difficult mentally, or you may struggle with doing these things repetitively every single day, or you may be too tired to do them, and of course, you do not have to make your house perfect every single day. We only show the parts of us cleaning our homes and making them look spotless. It would be kind of a boring video to record ourselves walking around and enjoying a dirty house. But that's the majority of what we do. Our house is mostly messy all the time. We have 4 children, and so don't get caught comparing yourself with having a perfect house, but do try and remind yourself to make your house a home in whatever way that you think your children would most need and enjoy. And that helps me a lot to enjoy these type of tasks because I know I'm doing it out of love, and I'm doing it to help my children have great memories of their childhood home that they grew up in, and not have to stress or worry about a mess or feel overwhelmed by too much clutter. Another thing is, doing all this cleaning is really great exercise. It may sound silly, but if you do this for an entire day, it's like you spent a whole day working out at the gym. So, for those of you that are watching that don't have children in the home, it's also a really good thing to do for your own health, for your mental health and your physical health. This room's floor was really dirty, and you can tell by that mop that I just threw away. I'm going to take the trash out and put a new trash bag in right away. That's something that I have been forcing myself to do, which is immediately put a trash bag in after I take the trash out, or else I'll forget. In this secretary, I moved the encyclopedias to the top because I thought that it would go well with like the study feeling. I don't know what I'm going to do with that next shelf. I feel like I need to change that as well. But here's where I finished off with the hutch decor. I'm going to be adding in all of the Valentine's decor in my next video, so you get to see that. I have lots of empty storage in here in the cabinets and the shelves, and one of the drawers is still empty. So I have room to grow in here, which is really nice. But also keep in mind, you don't have to fill every single space that you have. It's nice to keep things empty sometimes. It may seem weird at first, but if you do this, you will start to enjoy having those empty spaces and less things to care for. But since I emptied out tons of the homeschool stuff out of my dining room, I'm going to move into my homeschool closet again and organize this a little better. I bought these baskets from Ross for $9.99, and I'm putting all of my preschoolers, my 2-year-old stuff in that top basket, and I'm going to finally hang up our school schedule. I know I talked about this in my last video, but I bought this little thing off Amazon that you can hang up and you can change out your school schedule every day on there. I think these are really helpful, and I feel like it helps to keep me on track, not just the kids, but it helps to keep me on track to remember what we're supposed to be doing every single day at what time. I have ADHD, so stuff like this is really helpful to keep me on track, or else I can go off the rails sometimes and kind of forget what we're supposed to be doing and feel overwhelmed. So this is as much for me as it is for them, and I'll show you that are like what we actually do for our schedule and what that looks like. But these science and social studies ones, I'm going to stick down in the bottom, and I'll explain that when I go over the schedule. But this was like super affordable. I'll have to link it down below in my description box for you if you do homeschool. I got lots of trash to throw away. So we have breakfast, reading, writing, math, PE, lunch, free time, art, and music, which we do at the same time. And then we have cleanup and story time, which could also be movie time. Then I have science and social studies down below because we don't do those every day. Art and music, we do one or the other or both each day though. But now I'm going to organize all the rest of this. I found some artwork that my kids made for me, and I want to put a bulletin board here so that I can hang up their artwork, or maybe like a magnet board of some kind. I'm going to try and DIY it to save some money, or if I can find something affordable at the thrift store, maybe I can do that. But I think that would be a really nice way to hang up their artwork, because right now I'm just putting it into a little organizer here. But I have a few things that I accidentally bought two of. I bought them both from thrift stores, which is funny. And then I have this little ADHD helper, but it's what it's advertised as. But it could help anybody. You don't have to have ADHD for this to help you. But it has a timer on it, and then it has little slide things that you can like slide that you finished each task. And I use that for my son who's in kindergarten. Whenever he's feeling a little bit chaotic, I'll pull that out and put his schedule on there to help him to understand that he has a schedule of things to get done before it's time to play. Sometimes having a visual schedule like that, where and like it's also kind of a physical schedule, sometimes that helps really keep them on track. But on here we have my daughter's preschool stuff. I have sight word things here for different grade levels, which are really helpful. We have some of our laptops that we actually haven't been using. I'll explain that in a second. And then we have our school notebooks, just like spiral notebooks, and some workbooks. Like I have one for ADHD, and then I have these kindergarten books for my son. And then in here I have some computer mouses, the dry erase marker eraser, sight words, a pencil sharpener, and same thing in here. And then up here I have a spinning caddy, which I got on Amazon. And then I have these sight words, and I have another spinning caddy here. But I have these really cool paint markers in here that if you homeschool or just have little ones, you'd really like those. And then I also got some glue sticks, but I got them the sparkling ones on accident, and it was a really great happy accident because they love them. And then in here we have beginner reader books. They're called Bob books. If you are somebody who's teaching your little one to read or your grandchild to read, I highly recommend those Bob books. Here we have some chapter books, writing prompt books, and just some other academic books for the kids, as well as some storybooks. I like reading chapter books to all my kids. It may not be like perfect grade appropriate for each of them, but I feel like it's a good way to get them all to sit and relax with me, and I'll be doing a family activity together. These are their school laptops that the school rents to us, and then there's that timer in there, and I also have their headphones in there. And then I just recently bought this little art thingy easel at Hobby Lobby, and I've also bought these little arts and craft things at Hobby Lobby. And then in here is my paper organizer. I have all my colored papers, all my line papers here, my dry erase boards here, and then this is where I put their finished artworks for right now. And then there's some more academic books over here for all the different grade levels. We have 3 different grade levels right now. In here is a bunch of stuff that the girls and my son's online school sent that we don't even need. They send way too much stuff. It's actually nice that they supply everything you're going to need, but it's so much stuff we don't even use most of it. So that's a lot of stuff that we don't use there on the bottom, but I keep it in case we can send it back to the school at the end of the school year. I'm really enjoying doing online school with the kids, and they're thriving. In fact, my 7th grader is actually doing 8th grade work now. But let's move on to the worst room of the day, which is this laundry room. You probably didn't even realize how bad it was as you were watching me do laundry all day today. It's really bad. It's kind of a catch-all. It was an unfinished project from our renovation, so I'm going to be finishing some things in here today as well. But I'm going to do a deep dive and actually go through every single thing in this room and in the cabinets and really organize it. I'm also going to organize all the dog treats and dog food into these pretty canisters that I got on clearance and make it look pretty while also being more functional. while I was cleaning in here, I actually found the paint that I'm going to need to paint that section by my cabinets that has that unfinished wood. So I'm going to set that aside and get that done later when this room is a little cleaner. But I'd like to get all the unfinished things done in this room today and have it be completely done so that I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Do you not care about nothing no more? It's like we're fighting. Do you even want it? Do you feel you need this? Do you even feel it? Fighting for a lost cause, or am I fighting for us? Just tell me, is it worth it all? Feels like I've been doing way too much, babe. Feels like I've been working through this stuff, babe. Over time, lately it's been getting kind of tough, babe. Feels like Feels like I've been doing way too much, babe. Feels like I've been working through this stuff, babe. Over time, lately it's been getting kind of tough, babe. Feels like
You're probably wondering why I have a bunch of shoes under my washer and dryer. And the reason for that is that we don't have like a mudroom shoe storage yet. So we've been using these drawers as our shoe storage. In fact, the washer and dryer has been moved into this room because before the washer and dryer was by our back door. And that was a like bottleneck situation. So every time that you'd try and come in or out from the back door, you would be like bumping up against the washer and dryer in that room. And so when we did this renovation on our house, we decided to move our laundry room out of that space by the back door and put it into our eat-in kitchen, close off the eat-in kitchen into an actual laundry room. When I show the before and after renovation video, when we're actually done, you'll understand that a little bit more. And if you are coming from my other channel, you may already kind of know the layout of my house and how it used to be, but you're going to be really surprised at how it is now. We made some really big changes. But I'm going to wash some of these shoes that were really dirty before I'm going to put them away again. And eventually, once we have storage for our shoes in the mudroom / butler's pantry that we created, then I will move all the shoes over there. But for now, this is a great way to store them because it's a storage container that's really easy to clean, and it has breather holes in the bottom of it too, which helps to keep our shoes aired out and whatnot. And something else I want to mention is I put rug tape under this rug because my dogs always slide it around everywhere. And so that's why it's not moving at all. When you see, it's not just that it's a really heavy rug or that my vacuum doesn't work very well. I taped it down so that it does stay in place. And I got the tape off Amazon. I guess I could link that for you too if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. But it works really well. I'm actually impressed by it. Eventually, I'm going to get rid of this Swiffer mop too and just use a steam mop. But we just installed that part up there where we're going to actually hang some curtains. I don't have curtains for it yet. It's a weird measurement, so I'm going to have to make them. But I'm so glad this is done. Like the dog food stuff's like super easy and accessible right there. All the cabinets are beautifully organized. And this is like a dream laundry room now that we've been waiting for almost 3 years now in this house.
don't wanna waste time. I'll never be this young. I'll never be this young again. Don't wanna chase highs when I'm too worn out. When I'm too worn out. So I'm never coming down. Never coming down. Never coming down again. I was born to be this high. Born to be this high. Born to be this high, my friend. Won't you come up here to my altitude?
It's now about 10:30 p.m. and I am tired, but this is the last space that we have to do, and it's not that bad. The cabinets here don't have handles on them yet. We ordered these off Amazon and it ended up coming in a package where some of them were different sizes, and so that didn't work. And of course, we can't find these ones anymore, so we're going to have to figure that out. And mostly in here, I just need to clean the floors because it's really messy on the floor. Kind of like how the entryway was. All the leaves and dirt and everything gets tracked in through here, so the floors need a really good scrub and clean. It's worse than it looks. It's worse in person. Look at this. Ew, I can't believe we let it be this dirty for this long. But like I was saying, we live in this house where it's mostly messy. It's not clean as often as it is messy. And that is real. And then on here, we put all of our gadgets from the kitchen in here to create a sort of butler's pantry. My renovation plan for this house was to make it look historic and classic, and so I thought having a butler's pantry would be nice. But this is the space where our washer and dryer used to be, and they stuck out so far that you had to kind of walk sideways to get to the back door. It was really irritating, and with all the kids coming in through that back door every single day, it was getting annoying. Bringing in groceries was annoying, and the laundry room is a catch-all for a lot of messes, and so this room just got even more messy because of that, and then just had bulky appliances here on top of that. But that back corner is where we're going to be putting a nice bench to be putting away all the shoes and the kids' basketball that they play with in the backyard, stuff like that. We just haven't done the DIY for it yet. For now, I'll just put my husband's work boots here. And like I was saying, that basketball will go into a little storage bench. We already have it. I thrifted it. Or no, I got it from a yard sale for like $10, but it needs a makeover. And this back door, I want to change out to a security door as well, like maybe a metal one. I just feel like I would feel safer not having the glass there. And then here we just hang up all our coats. We have a hook for everybody in the family and then some so that our guests have a space to hang their things. But this was the easiest room to clean today, which is great because I am so tired. It was a long day of cleaning. And in between me filming cleaning, I still had to cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner and do school with the kids and play and have PE and all those things, all the mom things. On this door, there's some damage on the bottom from where our dog Piper, who recently passed away, had damaged it. She chewed it a little bit, and it needs to be repainted as well. So that will come later. I also need to paint the ceiling. So when we did all of the renovation in here, some of the ceiling had to be redone. So I still have to paint that too. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit subscribe down below. And I'll see you next time in the Valentine's Day Decorate With Me video.